The signal arrived during the second galactic dawn cycle. A scrambled transmission cut through secured frequencies. Echoing from the dark edge of known space. Static crackled. The screen flickered. Voices overlapped, twisted by radiation storms and cosmic interference. Then, through the chaos, one chilling message came through Earth. Fleet. Moving. And then nothing. Silence. The high councils of the Galactic Alliance met within hours. Inside the floating citadel of Tralvex Prime, they debated, dismissed, and laughed. Earth. That primitive world near the Orion Fringe. No official fleet. No war record. No presence in the last 1,000 years of galactic conflict. Just dirt, rain, and ruins. But not everyone was laughing. In the far left seat of the council chamber, Admiral Crows of the Zillary Republic stared at the screen. His scaled hands trembled. His voice, normally sharp as a plasma blade, came out low and rough. "We must prepare," he whispered, eyes turned toward him. "Prepare for what?" asked a counselor with a smile. Admiral Crows didn't answer right away. He simply looked out the wide window toward the star cluster that once held Earth's sun. He had seen something like this before, a long time ago. A time the galaxy had chosen to forget. The Galactic Alliance had ruled the stars for over 600 years. Dozens of species, thousands of worlds, shared law, trade, peace. Most believed humanity was just a myth. A lost species. A failure. Official records showed that Earth had fallen into silence over 900 years ago. After one short burst of expansion, the humans had vanished. No colonies, no ambassadors, no diplomats. Only rumors remained. Strange stories told in bars and whispered among deep space miners. They said Earth had turned inward, that something terrible had happened, that they were building something. The Alliance never took these stories seriously until the signal. On board the Alliance observation Station Hesseronine, deep in orbit around the neutral world of Vesh, a crew of analysts reviewed the intercepted transmission. The message had originated from a private scout vessel operating near the Sol Exclusion Zone. A pair of independent explorers had ventured too, close to Earth's ancient boundary, their last. Log: unregistered energy spikes, repeating signal beacons, unknown vessel formations. Wait, holy void. They're moving dozens of ships. No transponder codes. Fast, silent Earth. Fleet. Moving, the line had cut. Out seconds later, the ship never returned. No wreckage. No distress beacon. Gone. Station Commander Terrell, stern reptilian officer of the Quarry Dominion, replayed the message again and again. He turned to his staff. "These ships," he asked, "can we match their signatures?" "No, sir," the technician replied. "They don't match anything in the Alliance registry. Not old, not new. They're unique, stealth class. Worse, it's like they don't exist at all. No ion trails, no thermal signatures. They were ghost ships." In the Council of Worlds, debate continued. Ambassador Reels of the Andari Unity stood and spoke. Earth has no fleet, no production yards. Their last known ship was over 1,000 years ago. This is nothing. It's probably pirates using false codes to scare the sector. Others nodded, but Admiral Crows didn't. He had served long before most of these counselors were even born. In his youth, during the final border conflicts near the Orion Fringe, he had encountered strange debris, odd alloys, wrecks that didn't match any alien design, and once, just once, he had seen a human vessel, cloaked in black alloy, floating silently among the moons of Zekar 5. That ship had moved without sound. No light, no engine flare, just silent, impossible speed. He remembered the way it had vanished, like a shadow pulling into itself. He never reported it. He thought he'd imagined it now. He wasn't so sure. A new report arrived that same cycle. Station Valara 3, near the edge of the Drevna sector. Had gone dark. Its last transmission. Unknown contact. No signal ID. Shape doesn't match. It's just sitting there, watching. No response to hails. Then a burst of static and silence. By now, the Council could no longer ignore it. The Alliance Defense Corps was mobilized. Surveillance drones were deployed toward the Sol system. Stealth scouts were sent toward Earth's zone, but none returned. The silence was growing, and the fear, unspoken but felt by many, spread like poison deep within his private quarters. Admiral Crows opened a locked file, one of the oldest in the Zillari. Military network, it was marked Project Phantom, Humanity, Restricted Access. He scanned through reports from forgotten wars, scattered notes about lost science stations near Earth, engineers who spoke of dark propulsion, quantum, folding neural warships. One line stood out. Humanity may have left the galactic stage, but they never stopped watching. Crows stood and made a call to the core command. "We must raise the alert level," he said. "Earth is not dead. It was sleeping." Meanwhile, in the shadow of Neptune's orbit, something stirred. A structure hidden inside a hollow asteroid pulsed with energy. Its outer shell cracked, revealing layers of silver-black steel. Lights came online. Signals beamed in silent code, and then dash movement. Ships, dozens, hundreds, triangular, angular, black, space itself, they moved without sound, without light. Like whispers of death, a single message was sent from the command ship to its hidden network across the stars. Phase 1, begin. Back at the Alliance Council, bait turned into action. But it was already too late. Across the outer sectors, quiet systems began reporting strange sighting ships that didn't respond. Systems going dark, missing patrols, and somewhere high. Above the gas planet of Vortanine, a human ship watched an Alliance convoy. In silence, its weapons were charged. It's a ride. Its orders were simple. Observe, test, do not reveal. Yet, Captain, Helvin had seen many things in his 40 years of space patrol. Pirate ambushes, solar flares, swallowing planets. Even the plague storms of Vexus 3. But nothing prepared him for what he saw near the Sol exclusion zone. His scout ship, Vindrax, was small but fast, perfect for slipping past sensor grids. At first, the mission was simple. Enter Earth's outer sector, scan for anomalies, and report back. Just a recon run, no contact, but 6 hours into the black zone. The crew heard a sound no ship should ever hear, a knocking from the outside. Then came the whisper through the comms, though no signal was open. "You shouldn't have come here." Helvin screamed for evasive maneuvers. Then the Vindrax disappeared. No distress call. Gone the Alliance command. Gone the Alliance command on Tralvix Prime watched the feed from Vindrax's black box with dread. What little data was recovered came in twisted fragments. Sensor logs showed a perfect void. No stars, no background radiation, just black, as if something massive had blotted out the sector. Then the visuals, frames of fast, unnatural movement. Flickers of dark, metallic shapes surrounding the ship, spikes, wings. Glowing lines of red and white etched into holes that weren't in any database. Lieutenant Sira, the Alliance data analyst assigned to the case, looked up from the footage. "These aren't pirates," she whispered. "They single quotes. Read. Waiting." 2 more scout ships were deployed. One from the Torak Dominion. Another from the Polari fleet. They entered the outer edge of Sol's system from opposite angles. Both went silent after entering the asteroid belt near Pluto. No wreckage, no signal, no escape. Just gone by now. The Alliance Council stopped laughing. Meanwhile, Admiral Crows of the Zillari stood in front of the High Command. "I warned you, these are not new ships. They are old. Older than you can imagine. If they're active now, it means Earth is finished hiding." Counselor Dren from the Yahatu. Empire slammed his hand on the table. "We need answers, not ghost stories." Crows stepped forward, voice cold. "Then send a fleet. But don't expect it to return." On board the Vindrax, deep in the void, something still lived. A single emergency recording. Missed by Alliance techs, had been intercepted by a scavenger. Ship passing near dead space, the transmission showed Captain D. Elvin's last moments. The lights flickered. Helvin clutched the controls, eyes wide in horror. They're inside the ship. They didn't use doors. They just walked through the hull. Help, this isn't possible. There, the message ended in static. The scavenger who found it uploaded it anonymously to the Galaxy-net. Within a day, 20 million beings had seen it. Within 3. The Alliance tried to shut it down, but it was too late. The fear had already spread. Meanwhile, in Sol System, beneath the icy crust of Neptune's moon Triton, the command center of Earth's secret fleet buzzed to life in a chamber filled with black glass. Terminals and flickering blue light, Commander Rika Vale stood in full combat armor. She stared at a holomap showing the recent scout intrusions. 3 ships eliminated, 0 survivors. She turned to the room's AI core. Any signs of retaliation? Minimal, it replied. The galaxy still believes we are myth. Good, she said. Continue Ghost Protocol. Let them keep guessing. Right. 800 years ago. 800 years ago. Watched it mock humans. Dismissed them. Pushed them aside. But deep beneath Earth's surface, inside abandoned cities and hidden bunkers, the last great engineers built something different. Not warships for battle. Warships for silence. Stealth engines that bent space around them. Weapons that burned with focused neutron rage, and commanders trained not to conquer but to disappear. Until needed, a fleet without a nation, a force without borders, a myth, till now. On the edge of Sector Y-52, a trade freighter picked up a faint reading, just a shadow. Just for a second, when they turned to investigate, nothing was there, but back on their ship. One crew member later found a single symbol scratched onto the side of their cargo hull. An old Earth symbol. A warning. A countdown for over 800 years. Yeah. The galaxy believed Earth had gone quiet. Dead. But deep in the asteroid belt between Mars and May, Jupiter inside a rock no larger than a mining rig, a light blinked red for the first time in centuries. A pulse signal escaped its core. It was an old Earth signal, encrypted tight beam. It only said 2 words, waking now. On Varick Station, 300 light-years away, Alliance satellites caught the pulse. They flagged it as an unknown code anomaly. By the time analysts started decoding it, it was already too late, because that signal wasn't calling for help. It was calling to something. The asteroid was called Stone 947 Begest, another rock in a debris field no one cared about, except it wasn't a rock. It was a listening post. Human-made, ancient, and now. It was alive. Inside, screens flickered. Systems rebooted. Robotic arms scraped dust off long-forgotten consoles. A central AI codenamed Sphinx came online. Time since shutdown, 822 years. Alert level. Phase red. Galactic Hostility Index, 0.92. Conclusion. Observation complete. Action. Activate Ghost Protocols. Across the Sol System, silent satellites came online, some hidden inside moons, some floating in solar shadow. They began transmitting in quantum code, relaying to a central command buried deep beneath Earth's surface. Humanity wasn't gone. They had simply learned to disappear, and they had been watching. Meanwhile, in the ruins of old Detroit, hidden under 5 miles of reinforced crust, the Eidolon core flickered to life. It connected to long-range probes in deep space, synchronized with ghost satellites, and accessed fresh data streams. Footage from Alliance scout ships, enemy fleet, positions, galactic news feeds, all of it reviewed, categorized, and sent directly to Earth's high command, inside the sealed citadel of silence. A group of humans descendants of the original Earth War Council gathered for the first time in 2 generations. General Alice Ward looked at the feed from Sphinx. The message was simple. The galaxy is watching again. She gave one nod. Good, let them. On the other side of the galaxy, in the Galactic Alliance Senate Hall, chaos spread. Alliance Command had lost 6 ships in the last 3 cycles. Into the outer Sol sector had vanished. No wreckage, no signal trails. No comes, just like before. But now there was something new. Ghost signals, shadowy blips on sensors, ships that shouldn't exist. Pings with no source. Lieutenant Sierra, from Alliance Data. Intelligence presented her findings to the Council. Every pattern matches one thing, she said. These ships, they move with purpose. They react to us. That means they're listening. And if they're listening, her voice trailed off. Someone else finished the sentence for her, and they've always been listening. Flashback the Ghost Network hundreds of years ago, as Earth fell silent. A secret plan was activated. Project. It was humanity's final defense. Not to fight, but to vanish and watch, using folded space probes, neutrino relays, and passive scanners. Earth created a surveillance web unlike anything else in the galaxy. They embedded sensors in drifting space rocks. They placed silent drones near enemy planets. They studied every race, every technology, every war. They mapped. Weaknesses now, all that data was in one place, and it was being used back in Sol System, in orbit around the sun, invisible to every known detection system. A massive structure slowly unfurled, the Aegis Veil, a stealth array, the size of a small moon. It activated with zero power signature, invisible, indestructible. From it came new commands, 2 sleeper fleets scattered across deep space, human crews who had lived in stasis. Warships that had waited in black holes, weapon caches buried in hollow moons. Everything was waking up in the Xylari sector. Fleet of 14 ships patrolled the border. Then, one by one, their sensors went black. Not damaged, blinded, every system scrambled. Artificial stars flickered above them, then vanished. And in the blackness, a single human message appeared on their screens. We are awake. We are watching. Do not approach again. And all systems returned to normal. The human ships were gone, but the fear remained. The Alliance War Group entered. It's a Creel 7 system at 0800 local galactic time. 14 advanced warships to command destroyers. 3 recon corvettes. Over 3,000 crew members. Their orders were clear. Penetrate Sol boundary. Secure the sector. Provoke response if necessary. What they didn't know, what none of them could have known, was that they were already being watched. Not by satellites, not by drones, but by warships cloaked inside the asteroid belt. Running cold, holes dark, waiting for this moment, as the fleet passed Creel 7's outer moon. All 14 ships received a brief ping on their nav systems. Just one word. Checkmate. And then, hell broke loose. Creel 7 was meant to be a show of power. A way for the Galactic Alliance to prove it wasn't afraid of Earth's rising mystery. Vice Admiral Kaldor led the operation from the bridge of the Valis Forge, a flagship with a record of 37 battle victories. He didn't believe in ghost stories. He didn't believe in hidden Earth fleets. Primitive world, he scoffed. Old myths, broken ruins. But the moment that ping appeared on his command screen, his confidence cracked. Before he could speak, the lights dimmed. The ship's shields dropped. And then the first explosion, the Solar Veil, a recon cruiser. On the fleet's edge, detonated instantly, no energy warning. No weapon signature, just fire. Then 2 more ships went dark, their cores imploding seconds apart. Internal coms exploded with panic. They're everywhere, can't see them in genes. Offline AI is blind. The enemy wasn't just firing, they were disabling, using stealth EMP bursts, gravitational warp tethers, and precision plasma needles. The human fleet struck in perfect silence. They didn't announce themselves. They didn't show mercy. They didn't miss. From the asteroid field, 9 human ships emerged, sleek, sharp, black like shadows. One of them, marked with 3 white stripes along its hull, led the formation. That was Ghostblade, an Earth stealth destroyer lost to history, now upgraded with neutron-piercing cannons. And a command AI known only as Echo 1, inside Ghostblade's control center. Commander Rika Vale gave the final command. No survivors. On board the Valis Forge, Admiral Kaldor screamed into the comms, "Who are you? Identify yourselves. A voice responded, not human, not machine. It was cold, calm, and terrifyingly precise. You ignored our silence. You breached our warning. Now you are part of our test. And then the line went dead. The Valis Forge was sliced in half by an invisible energy blade-directed neutron beam. Its focus so tight it never registered on standard sensors until it cut through the hull. Only one survivor. Out of the 14 ships that entered Creel 7, only one escaped. The Jultor. A small Polari support craft had lost engine control and drifted into a radiation field, making it invisible to human targeting systems. It floated for hours. Inside, Ensign Drivel bloodied. Shaking watched from a shattered viewport as the human ships vanished into the darkness. No celebration, no looting, no broadcast. They just disappeared. When Jaltor was recovered by Alliance emergency fleets 3 days later, the only thing Drevel said was, "They didn't fight us, they executed us." Council response. Back on Tralvex Prime, the Alliance Council erupted. Some demanded retaliation, others called for full retreat from Earth sector, but Admiral Crow stood and gave his warning. Once more, you still don't understand. This wasn't Earth's full strength. That was just a test group. The room fell silent. Then came a new report-leaked footage from the Creel 7 Black. Box recovered by drones. It showed a brief flash of one of the enemy vessels, not just a warship. Human carrier, twice the size of any known cruiser, hovering in space like a silent god. Its surface shimmered, as if alive. It bore no windows, no weapons. But the footage ended just as its hull opened. The rest of the recording was corrupted, human command, inside the Eidolon core. The footage was reviewed. Commander Rika stood before the screen with a neutral face. Their response time was weak. Tactical cohesion below expected levels. Recommend escalation. The AI responded. Acknowledged. Begin phase 2. Ready next demonstration? And with that, another message was sent. This time not to a scout ship or patrol, but to Syraxis Prime, the most secure world in the intergalactic ring. A challenge. The stars above Creel 7 returned to silence. Floating debris scattered like ash. No signal, no movement, but carved into a drifting chunk of wreckage, scorched deep by plasma. Or 5 words burned in old Earth standard. We never stopped preparing. The galaxy stared at the message looped across every known com channel. To those who thought we were gone. To those who fed on our silence. To those who forgot fear. Remember us now. Then the screen lit up with a face. Human. Scarred. Weathered, he spoke with calm authority. I am Admiral Leon Mathis of the Earth Strategic Command. Born 2641 AD, woken 3490 AD. I remember everything. Billions watched in stunned silence. The Alliance recognized that name. It was in ancient archives filed under KIA. It's confirmed. But here he was, alive and not alone. In a massive chamber deep beneath Antarctica's icy crust, cryopods hissed open one by one. Men and women stepped out slowly, stiffly eyes adjusting. To light after centuries of frozen sleep, each wore a black and gold uniform bearing the crest of the Terran Void Commando Division believed lost during Earth's last war over 800 years ago. General Ali's ward stood at the front of the awakening. Chamber. Welcome back, she said. Earth needs you again. Admiral Mathis stepped forward. Is it time? Yes, she replied. They've forgotten what humans are. Show them. Why they were frozen. After the fall of Earth's first star empire, the last great admirals made a choice. If the galaxy ever came for humanity again, they would not face it unprepared. So, Earth's finest military minds were sealed in cryosleep, hidden under continents, moons, and depotion bunkers, each tied to an AI network that would wake them when Earth's survival required it. Their minds had been enhanced with data feeds, war tactics from every known alien conflict, upgrades in neural reflexes, simulation, drills running non-stop even in stasis. They weren't just relics, they were weapons. First, Deployment. Admiral Mathis was assigned command of the Eclipse Armada Earth's second Ghost fleet, hidden within the rings of Saturn with a flick of his wrist. He activated 27 stealth cruisers, each unmanned and controlled by Hybrid A inorganic command cores. His flagship, the Apex Vow, powered up in complete silence. It hadn't flown in 700 years. Now it would lead Earth's response, broadcast, reaction, on every major world in the galaxy. Public feeds erupted with shock. People asked the same question. If these commanders were alive all along, how many more are there? Military leaders panicked. Strategists tore through old records, trying to learn how much Earth had truly hidden. But one truth rang louder than all others. Humanity had planned for this moment. Inside the Galactic Alliance and the Council of Worlds, arguments turned to open shouting. Some demanded Earth's immediate surrender. Others screamed for negotiation. But no one could agree because no one knew Earth's true capabilities. Then came the second message. This one from Admiral Kira Solazar. Legend from Earth's forgotten lunar wars. We are not here to conquer. We are here to remind you. Leave our space, or we won't stop next time. She smiled and then ended the transmission. Alliance Intelligence Report. A confidential analysis leaked days later claimed that Earth's ghost fleets now operated without the need for real-time communication. They used predictive war A as tied to ancient neural templates, meaning their movements, tactics, and decisions were already made before most enemy fleets could respond. They fight the battle before you even realize you're in one, the report stated. They are the war you cannot see until it ends. Inside the command bridge of the Apex Vow, Admiral Mathis stood alone, hands behind his back. Before him was a holographic map of known space. 12 blinking red dots, marked Alliance strongholds, near Sol. He tapped one. Too close. Another, still too close. He raised his voice. Begin silent formation sweep. Let them feel our breath, but not see our blades. Behind him, the fleet shimmered into motion. No engines roared, no signals flared. They just vanished into the void. Syraxis Prime was the most fortified world in the Galactic Alliance. Triple-layered planetary shields, orbital cannon rings, 6 battle moons, elite defense fleets on standby. No one had ever even attempted to breach it, until now. The attack began without a single warning. No warp signature, no weapon charge-up, no enemy formation visible, just a soft, As every orbiting defense system began shutting down one by one, then came the broadcast transmitted directly into every comm system. On every screen, across every frequency, a human voice. This is not war. This is a demonstration. You were told to leave us alone. You refused. Now watch. Then the feed cut and Syraxis Prime began to fall. The planet's defense director, High Marshal Velton, screamed into his comms as reports came flooding in. Main shield grid collapsing. Internal sabotage suspected. Orbital batteries are non-responsive. Signal jammed from inside the relay nodes. Battle Moon Zeta 4 has gone offline. A known virus in its mainframe. They tried to activate emergency protocols. They failed. By the time Alliance Command realized what was happening, 16 minutes had passed. In minute 17, the first strike hit. The weapon. It wasn't a missile. It wasn't a beam. It was a controlled, gravitational, shear pulsar weapon. Earth hadn't used in nearly 1,000 years. Invisible, silent, it folded space inside Syraxis Prime's orbital station, snapping it like a paper ring. The station imploded without sound, then vanished. No debris, just absence. Tactical. Breakdown. Earth's fleet didn't enter orbit. They didn't engage in ship-to-ship combat. They simply moved into high anchor positions at the edge of the system, then activated spectral overlays to scramble all Alliance sensors. Syraxis Prime's AI was fed false data, false enemy positions, false target lock-ons, false alerts. While the defenders aimed at shadows, the real human ships slipped past them. using subspace threads woven through the Creel rift. The human fleet didn't fight. They rewrote the battlefield. On the surface, citizens watched in horror as the skies turned black not from smoke. But from atmospheric lensing, massive cloaked shapes drifted over Hedvig. Monstrous outlines bending the light. No sounds. No explosions then. Systems started shutting down. Power grids failed. COMMS cut out. Satellites. Hospitals lost lights. Anti-air defenses never even fired. And then finally, a message appeared on every screen in old Galactic standard. This is Earth. Do not come. Here again, panic in the Council. On Tralvix Prime, the Galactic Alliance was in free fall. They hadn't just lost a fortress world, they had lost it without a battle. Counselor Raz of the Mechry screamed, "This is an act of war!" But Admiral Crows remained quiet, eyes locked on the data stream. "Wrong," he said. This was a warning. The message Earth sent, despite destroying Syraxis Prime's entire military infrastructure. Earth never landed troops. They didn't conquer cities. They didn't take prisoners. They simply disabled the planet. Broadcast their message and left. Every human warship disappeared in less than 60 seconds by the time reinforcements arrived. The system was empty, except for one. Satellite left in low orbit. Its surface bore 5 words etched in black crystal. We could have taken everything. Inside Earth's command, General Alice Ward reviewed the footage with her admirals. Their fleet response was late, she said. Internal command fractured. The Syraxis Prime was more show than strength. Admiral Mathis nodded. We're ready. For Phase 3. But Alice raised a hand. No. They need time to panic. Let them feel their fear. The room fell quiet. Then came a small ping from Earth's outer AI sensor net. A new fleet was approaching Sol in a classified war room beneath the surface of Tralvex Prime. The remaining council leaders viewed a replay of the Syraxis fall. The horror on their faces said it all then. From the shadows, a voice whispered, Earth's not making demands. They're showing us they don't have to. The message wasn't delivered by a ship. It wasn't spoken by a diplomat. It came as a silent signal. Beamed into the heart of the Galactic Council chamber, the lights dimmed. The walls flickered. A single hologram appeared, Earth's seal glowing. Red dot, and then, in a voice colder than space itself, you have one choice. The Pact or the Purge. Panic, chaos, denial. But the voice spoke again, flat, unchanging. You have 7 standard days. Do not contact us. Simply decide. Then, the signal ended. No trace. No source. Just fear. Galactic Council in crisis. The high species, the Zalari. Makori Gravnok. And the Vol gathered in a secret emergency meeting under full lockdown they had never seen. Earth sent a negotiator. Now they were being given only 2 options. The Pact. Total disengagement from human space. Permanent non-interference. And reparations paid to Earth for centuries of exploitation and espionage. The Purge. War. Total. Immediate. No mercy, Counselor. Jelta the Vol hissed. We should fight. Still outnumber them. No, we don't, said Admiral Crows grimly. Not where it counts. Behind the voice, the message had been delivered by a quantum ghost protocol, an ancient Terran tech banned by every known civilization for being too cruel. Earth hadn't just sent a threat. It had spoken from inside the Alliance's own core systems without a single firewall. Noticing Crows reviewed the code fragments with his team, it wasn't just a message. It was a proof of infiltration. Earth had access to their deepest secrets, their fleet locations, their capital coordinates, their encryption keys. Everything Earth stays silent in the following days. The Alliance sent multiple responses, offers of peace, requests for dialogue, even hidden threats. None were answered. Instead, one by one, galactic communication relays began to flicker. Some failed entirely. Others started playing old Earth news broadcast, centuries out of date. It was psychological warfare. Earth wasn't talking. They were waiting. and every minute of silence was louder than war. Tensions break on day 4. Mechary fleet moved toward Jupiter's orbit, thinking it was still unguarded. They never made it past. Mars.21 ships vanished from sensors. No wreckage, no survivors, just static. Then, a repeating broadcast from the Human Defense Net. This system is under protection. Further violations will be final. The message was short, but every admiral in the galaxy understood its meaning. Earth had drawn a line in, they weren't bluffing. Council fractures in the council chambers. Everything began to fall apart. Species turned on each other. Old rivalries ignited. Some wanted war, some wanted surrender. Others just wanted to flee. Admiral Crows stood before them, silent till a Vol warlord lunged across the table, shrieking, "You knew. You always feared Earth." Crows nodded slowly. "Yes, and now you finally understand why." Earth's quiet preparation, back on Earth, in the command chamber buried beneath Antarctica's ice. General Ali's ward reviewed real-time reports. Alliance. Defense grid fragmentation, 61% species cooperation index, collapsing civilian, to cross 17 systems. Confirmed her aide turned. "They're imploding," Ward replied. "Good, fear makes people honest." Then she pressed a single button. Across 10 sectors. Earth's dormant sleeper fleets powered up. They were never supposed to exist. They were myths. Rumors now. They were moving in the shadows of a dying council meeting. A single statement was, passed from system to system, whispered in fear. The humans don't want war, but they don't fear it either. And as day 7 approached, everyone waited. No one spoke, because soon they would all see what Earth's purge really meant. Deadline passed. No answer, no surrender, no pact. And then every star near Earth winked out, not exploded, not destroyed, hidden, masked, jammed, one by one. The Alliance's long-range sensors went blind. Ships vanished mid-transmission. Entire systems fell silent. It wasn't a weapon. It was a statement. Earth had just turned off. The galaxy's eyes. 00:01. After the deadline, silence falls. At the exact moment the 7th day ended, every Galactic Alliance relay station within 5 sectors went offline. Military comms scrambled. Civilian broadcasts ceased. Even basic starlight navigation went dark. Are the stars gone? No. Something's blocking them. Across the galaxy, fear spread like wildfire. They had ignored the pact. Now came the purge. Earth moves first. 10. Earth fleets emerged from stealth massive. Golden black ships unlike anything in known galactic records. Each fleet bore no flags, only a single glowing mark, an ancient Terran symbol for judgment. Within moments, the Zalari defense grid failed. The Mechary central vaults were breached. The Vol fleet was disarmed by EMP bursts that bent physics. The Gravnok homeworld's orbit was surrounded. Not one human ship was damaged. Not one shot was wasted. The fleets didn't conquer. They simply disabled everything. And then, Earth's message played. The message from every stolen channel, every hijacked terminal, one voice spoke. It wasn't loud. It didn't shout, but it shook the galaxy. This is not a war. This is a reset. You had your chance. Oh. You will remember what Earth truly is. The voice paused. Then came the last line. You forgot us. You will never forget again. No surrender, no escape. The Galactic Council tried to flee. Shuttles disintegrated. Mid-air private planets powered down. Ancient bunkers were exposed from orbit. Earth's sleeper is buried in system centuries. Go activated with perfect precision. The galaxy wasn't being destroyed. It was being shut off like a misbehaving child's toy. Admiral Crow's final broadcast from a hidden command post in orbit above a dead moon. Admiral Crows recorded his last message. We mocked them. We forgot their fire. Earth was never silent. They were waiting. And now the galaxy learns what it means to wake the sleeping giant. Earth's fleet vanishes just as fast as they had arrived. Earth's fleets vanished. No destruction, no. Occupation, They left behind only silence and warnings. No retaliation, no spying, no lies. Anyone who broke these rules would vanish, no second chance. The galaxy after. Years passed, no new wars started. Trade resumed, but slowly, carefully. Everyone watched Earth's space from a distance, afraid to enter. Children across the stars were told bedtime stories about the day the stars went silent, the day Earth reminded the galaxy that true power does not shout. It waits. On Earth, deep below Antarctica, General Allie's ward stood in silence. A junior officer approached. "Orders, ma'am?" She looked at the map of the galaxy stable. Quiet, fearful, then said calmly, "We've done enough. Let them remember." And with that, Earth's fleets went back into shadow, waiting again, just in case. Asterisk, asterisk, the end, or is it?